Good day, loyal viewers. Let's dive into today's session of Stating the Obvious. Buckle up, it's a long ride. Can't see what's happening to your business? Well, guess what? There's an invisible threat. And no, it's not that lingering pizza smell in the office. Think of it as a sniper. Sneaky, trained, and hell-bent on ruining everything from your pipeline to customer relationships. Let's set the mood, shall we? Economic uncertainty, check. Businesses clutching their wallets tighter than a toddler with candy, check. Massive layoffs in tech and everywhere else, double check. Feeling nostalgic yet? Did you know war damages economies? I mean, who would have thought? Add the cherry on top, COVID costs. But don't worry, by 2024, we might see the sun again. Or so the reports say, anyway. As for the businesses that have been blissfully ignorant, good news. Cold calling and emailing, totally the way to go. Why focus on being buyer-centric when you can stick to outdated sales techniques? Now, let's sprinkle in some juicy tidbits. Introducing our resident revenue operations reporter, Wryly Inna-huff. Over to you, Wryly.
Thanks, Bearde. Wryly Inna-huff here. So, latest figures are showing that 17.9% of sales... 79% of salespeople have reported that they're feeling stressed. Well, quite frankly, I'm not bloody surprised. Did you know that in the last 2 years alone, close rates have dropped by nearly 50%, and opportunity generation rates, well, they're in the toilet too. We are caught in a vicious cycle. There's no pipeline, so salespeople are working anything they can get their hands on. Ops that 2 years ago would have been unqualified are now being grabbed at with both hands by salespeople. And honestly, I can't really blame them. It's likely they've seen their quotas increase, even given the show that is the economy right now. But the real kicker is what businesses are doing to help their people achieve their number. Yes, you guessed it, bringing them back to the office. Well, that's at least 10 hours and 120 quid a week you can kiss goodbye to. I mean, what moron thought, perhaps if we get everyone back in the office, that will plug the gigantic hole that's in our pipeline. I mean, seriously, what can someone do in the office that they can't do at home? Send more emails that aren't going to be opened? Or, let me guess, make more cold calls? It was recently reported that it would take 6,264 calls to make just 4 sales, given the average 0.3% booking rate and a rather generous 20% close rate. That makes complete sense. Spend half your time cold calling not to even hit a quarter of your quota. I mean, does anyone involved in the cold calling process actually find it useful? Hello?
My name is Jeff.
I'm in the middle of something. Off, will you? Where was I? Oh, yes. 63% of salespeople stated it was the worst part of their job. 58% of prospects say they find it useless. 90% of top-level decision makers, the people that we want to speak to, don't take cold calls. And the cherry atop the cake. B2B buyers named cold calling the #1 reason they are less likely to buy from a brand. I mean, you could not write this. Talk about shooting yourself in the foot. The most painful thing in all of this is when it all does inevitably fail, we're likely going to see yet another round of layoffs. And you know what? By this point, I would not even be surprised if businesses then went and spent millions of dollars on an A-list celebrity to headline their upcoming event. Anyway, let's just get this shot, shall we? Are we rolling? Good. Latest figures show that 79% of salespeople are stressed, up to 89% are reporting burnout, and 25% have been diagnosed with mental health disorders. Talk about sustainability. Back to you, Bearde.
Well, thank you, Wryly. I'd like to say I'm sorry, folks, about the foul language, but to be quite honest, I don't give a shit. So, there you have it. Cold outreach is apparently still alive. But remember, it's not about how many emails you send, but how many are deleted. At least you know someone opened it. And if this rant hasn't scared you off, there's always tomorrow's episode of Common Sense with a dash of sarcasm. See you next Tuesday on Sales TV.